Good morning. I'm Nicholas de Mattos. I'm a student and tutor in the School of Philosophy and Economic Science, and I'm going to talk to you this morning about Max Ehrmann. So here he is. So virtually the only thing Max Ehrmann is known for nowadays is his prose poem Desiderata, a fount of wisdom and inspiration for all time. So who was he? Well, he was born on September the 26th, 1872 in Terre Haute. There it is, in Vigo County, Indiana. His parents had emigrated from Bavaria, Germany in the 1840s. The young Max went to school in Terre Haute 4th District School and attended with his family the German Methodist Church there. Although founded by Methodists, it was designed to be ecumenical in its outlook. At university, he was a member of a chapter of the Tau Delta organization. So that's oh, sorry, let's go on back on one step ahead. That is DePauw University. So he was a member of the Delta Tau Delta organization. So these so-called Greek letter collegiates exist as social or professional organizations to live the truth, to aspire to qualities like friendship, self-restraint, understanding and loyalty for the improvement of life at university. Also, during his university career, he edited the university newspaper, the DePauw Weekly. After DePauw, he went to Harvard to study philosophy and law. There he became editor of Delta's national magazine called The Rainbow. In 1898, at the age of 26, Ehrmann returned to Terre Haute to practice law and became deputy state attorney of Vigo County. At the end of this period, he worked in the administration of his family's business in meat packing and supplying overalls and coal. He left this in 1912 at the age of 40 to devote himself to writing full-time. In all, he published 27 works of various kinds. In 1945, at the age of 73, he married Bertha Pratt King, just a few months before he died. So what stands out about Max Ehrmann is his simple ordinariness, which, when you consider his splendid Desiderata, lends support to the idea that there is wisdom in all of us, if only we were allowed, if it were allowed out. His life was not punctuated by personal drama or noted for high achievement, although his output as a writer was considerable. There's not time here to consider all of the Desiderata, and one's hard put to it to select any one part of it, because every bit of it is beautiful, not only in its thought, but also in its expression. So desiderata is a Latin word. The word desiderare means to long for a person or thing which is absent or lost. So it's quite particular. Desiderata then literally means things longed for which are absent or lost. And behind the wisdom of the desiderata, which is expressed as a long set of precepts, is the feeling that Ehrmann is only giving this instruction because of the state of the world, because what he is instructing is sadly lacking in society currently. What was going on in the world during his years of writing is not irrelevant. First of all, the First World War, then the Great Depression, followed by the Second World War. Mankind, it must have seemed to him, was in urgent need of the wisdom of writing such as the Desiderata. It must have been a relief to him when the last war was over and he married for the first time. It would be a pleasant thought that though he died a few months after his marriage and after the end of the war, he died a happy man at last. The bit of the Desiderata I've selected is in the chat. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees or the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. How often do we criticize ourselves? From observation, those who are most critical of others seem to be most critical of themselves. This can develop into a contrary state of mind, which leads to a lack of contentment with everything and everybody. Ehrmann recommends a simple approach. As a child of the universe, as all natural things are. The existence of all of us on this planet is a birthright, which we should savor and use with discretion, and certainly not deny others that birthright. And then finally, the last sentence in this section is glorious in its loving and gentle reprimand. Whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. We look around at the world today and would be forgiven for despairing. But the spirit of the Desiderata encourages us to believe in what Socrates, through Plato, called the good, the tendency in the world of the optimist for everything to come right. As Hamlet says in Shakespeare's play of that name, let us know our discretion serves us well when our deep plots do pall. And that should learn us there's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will. Here, indiscretion is not meant as a careless action, but simply as one that is off the cuff or unpremeditated. He talks of best laid plans going awry, but that a divinity shapes our ends in spite of all our clumsy efforts. This was said just after Hamlet had made a chance discovery of orders for his execution. The injunction to be gentle with yourself also reminded me of a time when I was in the sixth form at school studying Latin. It's just in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the course at A level. I was one of 6 boys, and I thought they were all better than I was. Anyway, we had each week to prepare 60 or so lines of what we were reading at the time, and it was Sallust. I used to spend hours preparing, looking up each Latin word and forming it into some sort of translation. I was sort of saying this to one of my fellow students one day, and saying how long it took me. And he said, well, what translation do you use? I said, translation? You use a translation? And he said, of course, we all do. Otherwise, it would take hours. So what can we take away from this? In modern terms, we might say we should give ourselves a break, cut ourselves some slack. Stop thinking we're inferior to everyone else. As Ehrmann says, we each have a right to be here. Then, in response to the third sentence of the quote, whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Well, let's look at the broken world around us, to quote a word currently in the press, and trust. Ehrmann finishes off his masterpiece like this. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. So, if you've enjoyed this, please like it and share it. And I'll see you for another Philosophy Live next week. Bye-bye. Yes. Good morning, Armel, Carol. Rainy Stockport. Fortunately, it's not raining here. And well, morning, Mary. Thanks, Graham. Yes. All right. Bye-bye.